Welcome back to Tyria, fellow heroes. I told you we'd be back. On this channel, I discuss the factions that design and build the worlds we explore in our games, movies, and stories. If you're interested in seeing more of that, hit subscribe. It's summertime, and that's big festival season here in Tyria. I'm going to talk about some of these celebrations and explain what they mean to the world of Tyria, how they shape our perceptions of the lands and the people. As a warning, this video contains spoilers for the story of Guild Wars 2. Alright, let's get into it.
Well, it's festival time in Tyria once again, and the mood to celebrate is electric. This time, we're going to Holbrook for the infamous Dragon Bash Festival. The Dragon Bash is held in the summer by the reckoning of our own world from mid-June to early July. Heading over to the Norn capital city, you'll find it decorated in colors of all kinds with banners and balloons all covered in dragon motifs. That's not all though. The holosmiths have been at work. 2 large holoprojectors have been set up, one in Mighton, Maine at the city center, and the other on the shores of Lake Morn. These project the shapes of holographic dragons into the sky and against the mountains. First-time visitors may mistake these for real dragons. So lifelike are they, but no. They're just tricks of the light. Mind you, anyone who knows what holosmiths can do with light might still be a tad on edge. One of these creatures can be seen at all times, flying over the city, landing on the hills and clinging to the cliffs. Its mighty form graces the skies of Holbrook throughout the festival. The other is projected onto the cliffs above Lake Morn, as if watching the fighters in the arena intently. Attendees can sample the many goods and services that have come to town for the festival. They can also take part in the events happening all over the city. There's tons of fun to be had during Dragon Bash season. The history, cultures, and magic of Tyria have been directly tied to the existence of dragons, and been shaped by them. There are none who haven't at least heard tales of dragons passed down from forebears. The stories have helped to shape Tyria into what it is. However, the stories never really do justice to the real thing, and there are many to whom the recollection of dragons is to feel the heat of fire prickling the skin, to relive the horror of the corrupted dragon minions rising from the sea or coming down out of the mountains. Others have memories of facing the dragon, Kralkatorrik, riding through the skies and crashing on distant shores where terrible trials await the unwary. Of fighting through waves of risen monsters to face Zaitan in the skies above Or. Of the terrible troubles caused by the waking of Mordremoth and the friends lost to that war. Or of descending deep into the bowels of the Zunlai Jade Reactor to find the dragon Suwan. The Dragon Bash is a way to remember the terrible truth that the fate of Tyria is the fate of dragons. And we'd best not forget it. A time to honor the fallen and face our fears. Training for a time when we may have once more to defend the world from foes, both old and new. The festival grounds are filled with activities to remind us what we've been fighting for and who the enemy is. The corrupted dragons have long been the bane of Tyria, and without courage and training, the heroes who stood up to them would have fallen, leaving the people to a terrible fate. At the Dragon Bash, we remember them, and we teach those among us who have not yet faced these challenges what it takes to stand up to the dragons. The festival was once celebrated in the city of Lion's Arch years ago and was meant to celebrate the defeat of Zaitan. It was moved to the Norn city of Holbrook thereafter, and now many more victories are honored there. Most famously in a song written long years ago that echoes from the doors of taverns and lodges across the city at festival time. A joyous time, Bash the Dragon is worth learning if you're planning to attend. It tells the tale of the brave warriors who saved the world from the shadow of the dragons. It's time to drink and sing and fight and remind ourselves of the victories behind us and the challenges ahead of us. That's where you come in, adventurer. So many dragons have been defeated and the cycle's beginning to rebuild, but you can do your part by keeping the memories of those fights alive here in the arena. Traveling to Lake Morn near the Hero's Compass waypoint in Holbrook, during the festival, you'll find that a large open-air arena has been set up in which holographic monsters face off against heroes. You can watch the proceedings, if you want, or join in. While watching is entertaining, taking part will give you some good rewards, and a few bruises. There, you'll find Halstein, white of hair and beard, and keeping a watchful eye on the arena and the combat. Speaking to Halstein, he'll offer to let you join in on the fun, and if you do, you can enter the arena and join the other fighters battling there. During Dragon Bash time, there are usually a fair few warriors willing to take on the challenge of the arena. If you'd rather take on the fight alone, you can do that too, to really test your mettle. The contest is 6 rounds, and in each, you'll fight against a group of minions, followed by a big enemy of the same type. You'll start fighting the Ice Brood, and slay a mighty Ice Brood beast. Then, you'll find yourself against a bunch of destroyers, followed by a holographic Mega Destroyer. Then, come the Branded, followed by a mighty branded Hydra head. After that, it's time to fight some Mordrim, and, you guessed it, a Vinetooth, one of the most vicious foes to ever come out of Maguma. Then come the Risen and a holographic Eye of Zaitan. Makes you thankful those have been defeated long ago. And lastly, you'll either find yourself facing a mix of powerful enemies you fought before or, and you'll have to be good and ready for this one, a holographic Salt Spray Dragon. No easy task. If speed is more your thing, you can take part in one of the race events going on throughout the city. Talking to the master of the time trials on the trade commons, you can join in the traditional Dragon Bash rally. Your challenge is to make it through all the checkpoints on the assigned racetrack as quickly as possible. These checkpoints take the form of rings. You'll have to get through them all. There are small blue orbs which can help replenish your mount's endurance. Be careful not to slide too far off the track or you'll get stuck and lose time. Be strategic and practice. Hitch up your roller beetle and prepare yourself. Mind your corners, boost yourself only when you have the advantage, and keep an eye on the track or you'll end up in some forgotten corner of the caves or stuck against a wall. You can also head on over to the MOA races and watch the MOA run through their own track. You can place bets on a likely winner or just use some magic to keep an eye on one in particular. You can show off your skill and take your place as a champion without ever having to lift a sword or aim a bow. After a while though, I'll bet an adventurer like you gets bored. Maybe you feel like the city walls are closing in. Well, you can take part in the festival elsewhere in the world too, if you're up for a challenge. If you go exploring through the wintry homelands of the Norn people, you'll find curious objects alight in the snow. These are small hologram emitters. They'll become active, and when you activate them, you'll have to face down a number of holographic enemies. You'll fight a wave of holograms, followed by a veteran class creature. In order to succeed in the event, you'll have to activate and finish a set number of devices. The number you need to complete will increase with each round, so sharpen your weapons and be ready. The event cycles between regions. In the active region, active emitters will be shown on your map. It's advised that you use your mounts or travel via waypoints to get from place to place to complete events quickly. Take heart, you'll not be doing this alone. Others will be with you, and together you can bash it out in no time. The emitters can spawn all kinds of enemies, from massive ice brood monsters, destroyers, branded, and risen. When the event is ongoing, you'll hear the voice of an announcer throughout the region. Pay attention to their instructions. They'll prompt you when the event begins. If you want to get out into the snow and win some prizes, then go on and join a hologram stampede. Remember, teamwork's important. Fight like you've got friends at your back, because you do. If you don't fancy a few bouts in the arena, if you prefer not to go out looking for holograms to bash, there are plenty of ways to celebrate here within the walls of Holbrook. While the best rewards come with the most dangerous adventures, if you're out to fill up on Zyataffy, running around the city and taking in the ambience of the festival will let you participate in a more peaceful way. You'll notice all kinds of decorations strung across the balconies and lintels, banners and floating dragon-shaped balloons, confetti and flags of all colors. As you run by among the circus of colors and sounds, you may notice some nondescript gray decorations lining the upper balcony. There are some placed along throughout the city and on the festival grounds as well. They're shaped like dragons, and the engineers among you should be able to discern their purpose. These are mortar tubes. Free to use, you can light them and watch as fireworks launch into the sky for all to see. They aren't dangerous, at least not yet. Consult your local Asura, though, for more information. Throughout the city, you'll also see colorful dragon piñatas hanging from posts and ready to be bashed. Simply walk up and smash them with your weapon. You'll get some Zytaffy for your troubles, and maybe, if you keep track, some progress towards your achievements. Each event you participate in will give you some rewards, be it items and currency or achievement progress and master experience. One of the items you'll get tons of is a candy called Zytaffy. Named of course after the dragon Zaitan, it certainly doesn't taste of undead horrors. The candy gives you a short stacking movement speed boost, but can cause a sugar crash. Useful if you need just a few seconds more to get to that next hologram before time runs out. Zytaffy can also be traded to various vendors to earn prizes. It also has some other uses. Artificers will need it to craft one of their watchwork portal devices. Unstable and dangerous, but lots of fun, if you don't mind ending up somewhere you didn't expect. It's an ingredient in making star cakes for those who practice the art of the chef. Dragon-based decorations make it useful for handiworkers, and scribes can use it to make several special items. If you can get 1,000 pieces, you can exchange them for a Jorbreaker, named for the dragon Jormag. Jorbreakers can be sold for much more valuable prizes to Dragon Bash merchants. If you take part in some of the more strenuous events, you'll get yourself dragon coffers and Dragon Bash prize coffers, full of random items, materials, equipment, and stuff to sell. These coffers, if unopened, also fetch a good price on the market through the Black Lion Trading Company. Of course, there are all kinds of special armor and weapons available at the festival, from holographic weapons to dragon-themed bits of armor. If you manage to complete a bunch of events, you'll start getting achievements. There are 3 main achievement tracks: your Dragon Bash reward track, your annual Dragon Bash feats track, and your daily Dragon Bash rewards track. You'll get mastery experience for completing individual achievements, and some offer a small reward for completion, usually some coffers and candy. If you manage to complete the annual track, you'll get a unique item. This year, 2025, offers the Raven Blessed Visage, if you like the look of having a raven's head all the time. The festival attracts all kinds of merchants with wares to sell. Most take seasonal currency, though a couple will exchange some of their items for coin as well. Most famously, you'll see Drubert's ghost hanging about in Might and Main with the other merchants. As usual, he'll be asking for some festival-themed goods. This time Zytaffy. He might give you a few moments of conversation in exchange, but not much else. Still, it would be strange not to see him at an event here in Tyria. Drubert and the other merchants have set up their tents and stalls near Might and Main in Holbrook. Standing alone, usually by a tent just off Might and Main, is the candy vendor. This vendor exchanges festival or dragon-themed pieces of candy for Zytaffy. If you want jawbreakers, this is the merchant to go to. There's a potion vendor who will sell you useful potions and recipes in exchange for Zytaffy. Sparkling Stone is a Coden weapons merchant who will sell you some rare weapons if you have some jawbreakers and gold to trade for them. He makes an appearance at most other festivals these days, but brings new items each time. The weekly merchant will sell you materials of various kinds, quite rare ones, in exchange for jawbreakers and gold. The weapon merchant will sell you imbued weapons if you have them unlocked. Besides needing the requisite items unlocked, you'll need jawbreakers and gold as well. Most recently, the Coden Deft Lahar has joined the lineup to sell you some homestead recipes. He only charges some Zytaffy, not very expensive. The Coden has had a long journey coming all the way from the lowland shore to Holbrook. Be sure to stop in and say hi. And of course, there's the prizes merchant. He has a wide selection of items which he'll trade for Zytaffy and jawbreakers. He'll have special armors, an impressive collection of minis for sale, as well as a selection of miscellaneous items including fireworks, weapon sigils, and food items. Every year there's something different. Be sure to head on over and see what's for sale. There's plenty of items worth participating in the event just to get. Whether you show up with a weapon in your hand ready to smash some dragons, whether you want to wander the city and talk to the vendors, or maybe you just want to hit some piñatas, the Dragon Bash has something for you. For now, the dragons are sleeping. The cycle has changed, and the magic of Tyria is beginning to settle into new rhythms. If the history of these lands has taught us anything though, it's that nothing lasts forever, and one day, another dragon may awake. We can hope that when it does, hopefully Aurene, will follow in the footsteps of her mother and grandmother, fighting corruption and helping Tyrians alive at that time. But let's always be vigilant. Let's never forget the power of dragons. Never forget what can happen to the noblest of creatures. Let's keep our sword arm swinging, teach our little ones to fight, and during the Dragon Bash, sing songs of our past so that Tyria will always remember.
Well, that's the Dragon Bash Festival. I hope you all got to bash some monsters, set off some fireworks, and party with some good friends. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate everyone who does, especially if you stick around to the end. If you liked the video, please hit like. And if you're tired losing all your money betting on the wrong MOA, hit subscribe. If you want to discuss the subject or think I missed anything, let me know in the comments down below. Oh, and before you go, I want to give a shout out to my patrons who help support the channel. Our $10 patron is Watuki at the artisan level. If you want to get your name in the credits, head on over and sign up. The Patreon link is in the description. You'll get access to an exclusive Discord and some exclusive art and stories that you can use and discuss and contribute to. And remember, empty out your inventory before you head down to the festival. Your pockets will fill up pretty quick. All right, thank you all. Bye, Internet.